Yeah. Okay.
You look pretty.
Oh, thanks. So do you.
Thank you. I did my best. When you texted me in the morning, the first thing I said, okay, let's take a shower, start renovation. So I'm fully refurbished.
So let's start renovation. That's good. That's good. Happy Thursday, Flosstube. Hello,
Happy
crafty
Thursday.
friends. Happy Thursday. You may notice that this is not Carrie.
Carrie changed. Good morning.
Yes, Carrie changed. Carrie's not feeling well today, and we have, both Carrie and I have been so thrilled with being able to keep a schedule. And I'm not going to say that I haven't been waiting for this opportunity, but I've been kind of waiting for this opportunity to bring Daniel.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
for
to bring
giving me
Daniel
that
in.
opportunity.
Because wait until you see what he's been working on. So if you've never heard me talk about Daniel before, you've never met Daniel.
Say something.
I could say something nice.
You can.
Daniel works here at Evertote. He's part of our team, and he is in charge of all of our Roxy, Flosscoat, linen, and Ada, all of those beautiful fabrics that we sell. Daniel touches them all, cuts them all, gets
Searches
to
them
pet
all.
them and love them.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love them a
Yeah.
lot. Yes.
And he's very well organized. So our linen room is run like a very tight ship.
Thank you very much.
It has never looked better. It really has never looked
Thank
better.
you.
Yeah. So, is there anything you'd like to tell about yourself? How long have you been stitching?
I'm stitching since, so many years. I think it's almost 40 years now. So I started stitching when I was a little boy, like 10, 12 maybe.
Yeah.
I really don't know exactly.
Your grandma?
Grandma taught me a lot, and then I taught myself a lot. So I started with small projects, and then over the years you learn more and more, you gain more and more, and yeah, and it's a hobby for me since over 40 years, and I do still enjoy it a lot.
Well, your stitching is impeccable.
Thank you very much.
And he's also, until you started working here, maybe I think a little bit more of a one project at a time sort of fella. And you're still mostly like that, but I think we've been able to encourage you to start a few things.
I start more now, yeah.
We have so many beautiful things, it's hard to resist, right? So yeah, Daniel and I are gonna do a floss tube together for you today. We have so much to share. Well, I have a lot to share. Daniel has
a little bit to share.
But let me tell you, it's impressive. It's worth the whole show just for itself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we'll make them wait a little bit for
Okay,
that.
yes.
So I do have an FFO to share with you. That's a fully finished object. And oh, I tell you, if you've been following Evertote for a while, you'll remember this piece. This was a collaboration that we did with Jacob of Modern Folk Embroidery last January. Carrie of Roxy Flosscoat dyed the floss and the linen. Jacob designed the chart. Evertote put it all together. There was a bag. It was a beautiful collaboration. So this was Isabellas Heart, and it is framed.
Oh, it looks so beautiful.
Right?
Yes, it does.
Yeah. The colors on this are so good. It was so unexpected to put it on a blue linen.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a 3-color design. There's a lot more stitching in it than you think, but I loved stitching this piece. Like it was really a joy. In fact, it was such a joy, I'm gonna do it again. I am going to stitch it again. So I'm gonna tell you my plans for this in just a minute. So my friend Neil framed it, and in fact, he has some leftover materials from when they were in business, and he had a framing business in their needle workshop. And so every once in a while he does me a huge favor and he frames my pieces for me.
So lucky you.
I am incredibly lucky.
Yes.
Trust me, I am well aware. I'm so grateful, and he does such an amazing job. He stretches and laces my pieces, and then he frames. Now what he did for this one, because I give Neil free rein because he's got such good taste, I just say whatever you think will look great, you're in charge. And so he actually did a custom stain job on this molding, and he chose a color to best match and complement the Falu red in the piece. So the three colors, the three floss colors in here are Falu red, flamingo, and antique wedding dress. Those were the called for. Jacob's chart, I believe, also has the DMC. He offers a DMC conversion, I think. No, he doesn't. Okay, but I mean, really, it's a vibrant red, a beautiful medium pink, and an off-white. So you could easily make your own substitutions. And as with any of Jacob's designs, it's just a starting point. You could pick 3 of your own colors and really make it your own. So the linen that this was stitched on and called for is called Blank Slate. And Carrie dyed this linen, I can't remember, she's dyed in 3 different locations. That sounds bad, doesn't it? No, like, she dyed linen in 3 different locations. There we go.
That sounds better.
That sounds better. And so with every location change, the water changes, which affects the dye recipe. And the humidity would change, and so everything affects the dye recipe. So all of the Blank Slate linen that we have left is it. So I think Daniel and I just went down and counted the leftover that would give the same effect as this, and we have
16, we can do 16 on a 36 count.
Yep.
And 2 on a 32 count.
Right. So 2 pieces left, 2 kits left with 32 count linen, and 16 total of a 36 count linen. So it's an 1/8 of a yard cut. This floss would come with it, and that's all we have left. Then that is literally done. We are retiring this version of Isabellas Heart, because Carrie has tried numerous times to recreate. It's exactly like peanut brittle. She just can't get it. She just can't recreate it. No matter what she does, she can't get the color to have the same tones. So we are officially retiring this as of, well, whenever those 18 pieces of Blank Slate that we have left, whenever they're gone. So this is why I'm actually going to stitch it again, because here is what Blank Slate now looks like.
It looks a little bit different.
This is what Blank Slate looks like when the recipe is dyed here at the workshop. So exact same recipe, and as you can see, it's turned into a much more muted sort of denim color, but not the same tones as Billie Jean, which is a different blue, or grunge, or you see these fabrics that she came up with that we have in the shop, like grunge, bootcut, Billie Jean. Those were all sort of attempts at Blank Slate, but those recipes are recreatable because she did them here. So, and they're beautiful, but they weren't Blank Slate. So in the end, we just have to come to terms with that, and that's fine. And now I am going to restitch it, because I actually think this is going to be a beautiful combination. So we don't have this listed yet. I really want to get the fabric on the floss first and see what it's going to look like, and then I can give you better pictures up close. So this is a future project. Stay tuned. The reboot of Isabellas Heart. Yeah, yes. New version of Isabellas Heart.
So we don't retire Isabella.
We're not retiring Isabella.
She will be back.
She's a little tired. She needs a little renovation.
Yes. Yes. Talking of renovation, yes.
But oh, isn't it pretty?
It is.
I love stitching it so much. It was so much fun.
And it's not too big.
No.
And not overwhelming, so it's just a lovely chart.
No, but there's more to it than you think, right? Like, that's, I think, what I really enjoyed about it. When I first started, I thought, oh, I'm going to be done this in no time. But then it wasn't over too fast.
Yeah.
Which is also sometimes, you're sad. It's 127 wide, 127 crosses wide, and 104 crosses high. So, easy peasy. Okay, so that's my FFO, ready to be hung on the wall. Pretty good, huh?
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. I have a couple more, so why don't I do one more, and then you can, show yours.
Can do, yeah.
Okay. I had a new start last week. I've had some finishes lately. A few older projects that I've finished, and so I've just wanted a new start. So I had a Lizzie Kate pattern that I had stitched before. I talked about this in my Flosstube last week on Off the Grid Needle Arts. I've stitched that, but first Coffee. I've stitched that before, and I turned that into a little notions pouch. And then I really wanted to stitch that. The bottom one there was the only other one on this trio that I wanted to stitch. And it's a small. It is small, so I thought it would be something that would give me the satisfaction of a new start, but also not overwhelm me.
Too big,
right,
yeah.
I could actually finish it. And then I got a little hooked and I couldn't stop. I didn't finish it, but I did make some quite good progress. So dear Coffee, I love you. That's where I'm at. A few more weeks of, you know, thread here and a thread there, and it'll be done. I picked, I took one of your pre-cuts of the snickerdoodle.
Oh, okay.
That you'd done for the
C is for coffee.
C is for coffee. And so it's a 32 count snickerdoodle linen. Snickerdoodle is a one of a kind. It was a humidity one of a kind. But it's beautiful.
It's from our humidity collection. Let's call it that way.
Carrie's humidity collection. And it was so humid last summer.
It was, yes.
So now that she's inside with enough space in the air conditioning, it's going to be, I think things will be, we won't have a humidity collection this year. I'm using 4 Roxy Flossco colors. I've got, the main one is Espresso, the brown is Espresso, the white is Legendary, the orange is Butter Chicken, and then the green is, what do you think the green is? Can you guess? Do you know your greens?
Grassy?
Yeah,
grassy,
good, yeah. Grassy.
I'm getting there with all
you
the colors.
You are, yeah, that's, I'm impressed.
Thank
well
you.
done. Well done, yeah, grassy. So, and there's only a little bit in there, so it was fun. I just picked 4 colors that I liked that were similar to what was on the cover, and then, yeah. So I had mentioned last week I was thinking of using this for the Smalls Exchange, but I think I'm going to keep it for myself. I'm going to be selfish. Selfish.
As someone who loves
stitching.
coffee a lot.
Yeah. Can't help it. So, yeah. So that was my new start. It satisfied that need for a new start, which was good. All right, it's your turn. I can't wait any longer.
Okay, so let's talk about my project I'm working on right now. I started it in January, and it is Jacob's Reaching Skyward.
Yeah.
So that's the stitch along for 2023. What I do like most is the division from the chart. So you get every month, you have 3 blocks basically to finish, which turns into one section from the chart. And I'm almost done with April now, so I am in time. I'm not lazy, and that's how it turns out so far. I hope you can see it. So it is such a huge joy to work on that project.
It's amazing.
I'm stitching it on a 36 count dirty porcelain from...
You can talk about it, and
Thank you.
I'll hold it up for you.
And I'm using the Roxy Flossco colors Amaretto and Great Lakes, yes.
We had, one of the biggest reasons I wanted Daniel to show you this, because I've been watching his progress all along. We had a lot of customers choose the same combination, because this was the combination, this was our pick. This was the Evertote pick for colors. Jacob's choices were Gomez, which is a blue-black color, and also he mixed in 3 sort of bronze colors with creme brulee, caramel, and ochre as his secondary color. And then we thought it would be nice, we thought it'd be fun at Evertote here to pick a different colorway suggestion. And so Great Lakes and Amaretto was the choice, and Daniel fell in love with it.
I love it. I love it.
And so that's
much.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's just absolutely stunning. And your linen is dirty porcelain. 36 count, 1 strand of floss over 2. Look at that. Look at his stitching.
Oh, thank you.
It's so perfect.
Thank you very much. But don't look at the bag.
It's so perfect. No judgments on backs here.
No, we don't do that.
Look, 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 look. Now wait a minute. I thought you were gonna change the little lady into a man.
No, I changed. I stuck to the lady, but I decided to go with the dogs instead of the flowers.
Oh,
so,
okay.
What the really good thing or unique thing on the chart is, it's not just a chart. So what Jacob did, so that whole pattern is divided in different sections. So what does that mean? You can actually pick and choose if you want to do a different column on the one side, or if you want to change any corner ornaments. So in the main chart there are always 2 different versions. There's the main version, I think he calls it A, and there's always a B version in the back of the chart, and you can pick, basically you can pick what you like.
Yeah, so you can see he's got swans here on the version B, and then version A has deer at the top. And so he really makes it customizable.
Yes.
He's made it customizable, and in fact, so much so that he's offered 4 alternatives for the center motif.
So that would be that here.
Yeah.
4 different trees.
Yeah, and I know some stitchers who were overwhelmed with the size of this year's cell opted to do the alternative trees design as their stitch along, and I've been seeing some finishes. There's a Modern Folk Embroidery Facebook group entirely dedicated to Jacob's charts, and I've seen some people stitching that
just the centerpiece
as well as this on that group, and they're beautiful. They're all different. Everybody's using different fabrics, different flosses, and just watching them come to life is, I mean, they're just stunning.
It's
a couple
really
people
stunning.
are actually done. Like they're done.
Wow.
Yeah. I couldn't believe it. I could, like, they posted their photos, and I thought, wow, they were completely finished. Yeah, it's like a choose your own adventure, really.
Yeah, and you will find so many small details in that chart, and you can always change them around, which I do enjoy it a lot. I love it.
Yeah. Oh, it's just beautiful. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Now, you have plans for a new start once you're done April, don't you?
I do. So, since my eyesight changed a little bit, I was actually impressed that I can still manage stitching on 36 count linen. So I thought, okay, let's go a step further and try stitching on a 40 count. And I decided I'm going to start the
Song of the Nightingale.
Thank you very much. I lost it. The Song of a Nightingale with the Roxy Floss Co.
Yeah, and I'll put in a photo of the chart.
So that's what's on my list to start as soon as I'm done with the April. I try to finish the April up as fast as possible, so I'm a little bit ahead, so I can start my next project.
Yeah, I think that's very dedicated.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is so good. Oh, I just love it.
I can't wait until
the combination
finished
is just
here.
absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, gorgeous.
So many
Thank
details.
you.
Thank you.
I thought it would be incredibly encouraging for those of you who, because I know that we have many customers who bought this exact version of the stitch along. And if you're a little bit further behind, that this would be sort of a little bit of motivation and encouragement for you to get in there with your needle, because wow, that's amazing.
And the good thing is, what I said, it's when it's finished, it's a fairly big project, but since it's divided into those little blocks, it's really so much fun.
It's
going from
bite-size,
block
right?
to block, yes, which makes it really nice.
Yeah, and I like that you can do the border as you go.
Yep.
Sort of fill it in.
I even don't count it. I basically just keep
Yeah.
going with the border, and
Geometrics like that are good. Now, You have to watch though, because sometimes with Jacob, he'll throw in a little surprise in his borders, right? Like a stitch, there'll be an extra stitch somewhere or one less.
Yes.
And I know he did that in Winter Kaleidoscope.
Did he?
In one of the top borders, yeah, one of the little motifs had one extra stitch in it, yeah. So, count carefully.
Always.
Yeah. Well, I have one more thing to share that I've been working on, and that is my Maximum Cross Stitch Friendship Sampler. I am hosting a stitch along for this. It's called #MyFriendEllen's Sampler. We like Ellen around here.
Yeah,
She's all right.
That's a pretty
Isn't it
one,
nice?
yeah.
So this chart is fully customizable. Again, kind of like Jacob's, where you can mix and match and make it your own. There are a lot of options that Ellen has added into this chart so that you can change it and make it your own. And because I was having trouble visualizing how to do what I wanted to do with it, and she is my friend, she recharted it for me. So my version is very similar to the picture in the chart. Picture in the chart makes sense. She offers this option inside the booklet, which has removed the tiny people and the cartouches with the initials in them, but it keeps the 1/1 phrasing in the center there. And I had just stitched the 1/1 phrase in her There Is Always Room chart, and I didn't want to do it again so soon. So she took pity on me, because the cartouche for that phrase is slightly smaller, and so in order to make everything fit, she moved everything around and she sent me a new copy. She's a very good friend.
Without tiny people.
Without tiny people. And there's a few other things removed from the bottom here. I think she also knew I was on a deadline. I have a deadline of the end of August that
So no pressure.
I need to finish this by the end of August, and so she removed some of the stitching to hurry me up a little bit, I think. So yeah, so that's the version that I'm stitching, and here's where I'm at. I have been working a little bit every day on it. I try to put a length of floss in every day.
It's so pretty.
Can you see it? I can't see. Is it centered?
Yeah, it's almost come a little bit. Yep, that's
good?
perfect. Yep.
Okay. So I needed to get some color in there, so I stitched the coffee cups because they're cute. And I messaged her and I said I was having coffee with her, and she said, "Yep, and Carrie's there too." So we're having coffee together, and I love stitching this. I really love it. This is a 40 count porcelain linen, Roxy Floss Co. This is gonna, so it's a, yeah, 40 count Roxy Floss Co porcelain linen, and I'm using the called for Roxy Floss Co flosses. And with the little motifs that I'm adding in around the house and whatnot, I'm just kind of choosing the colors that I like. It's like, you know, picking a crayon from the crayon box, which is always so fun. I did make a little mistake with the spacing of my letters in there, and I was not ripping them out. So I've got one extra stitch of blank space above the phrase. So I'm going to add in a little tiny little spray of flowers, or just a couple of little, you know, petals or something, a little bit of color in that cartouche right there, just to, I don't know, because I want to. Just because.
Just
yeah,
because,
that's it. So, yeah,
it's
thank
beautiful,
you.
Yep. And so precise.
Thank you.
Like always.
Yeah. Well, you know, when I've been stitching, you say you've been stitching since you were 10 or 11.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was 12 or 13 when I started, and I'm not 12 or 13 anymore.
Me neither.
No. So it's been a few years, and yeah. Now, you said your eyesight has changed.
Yes.
So, question, do you take off your glasses to stitch?
No, I have to wear my glasses, so I'm now on the bifocals. So
Yeah.
it took me quite a while to get used, because if you look through the bottom part of the eyeglasses, it starts shifting around a little bit. But I definitely have to wear the eyeglasses when I stitch. When I started to stitch on the 36 count, I thought, okay, let's go and get a floor lamp with a magnifying glass, but I actually barely use it.
Really?
So I can.
Oh, okay.
I'm so happy
Okay.
that I can just stitch with my eyeglasses on, and that works
Yeah.
for me. It's lovely.
But
It's
good
yeah.
lighting, right?
A very
Yeah.
good. That's important.
Yeah.
Yeah, a really bright light,
Yeah.
and that makes the biggest difference.
Yeah. Cool.
Yep.
That's really good. Cool. We're
I'm thrilled.
stitching nice projects, aren't we?
We do, yeah.
Yeah, that's all
So
I
much
had for
fun.
today. I was going to show Carrie my knitting because I know she was going to be bringing some knitting today. Oh,
I don't need. Sorry.
you
I
don't
can't help
knit?
you
I
with
can't.
that.
Okay, all right. She went to meet her new grandson last
Yes.
weekend for the first time, and she finished his little baby sweater just before she left, and so she has photos of him wearing the sweater. I will, I don't want to bug her today, so I'll wait until the next time she and I record together, and I know that she specifically took a photo of him in his sweater so that we could share it with you. And he's precious. I mean, he's a beautiful baby. Oh, he's just beautiful. So they had a really good visit, a really good time. So hopefully she's feeling better soon. I know that she has been stitching. She was working on Nuri's Shaded Stitchery's My Necessity. She's been working on her My Necessity chart. So when we record together again, she'll have some progress on that to share with you.
She will share.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Okay. Well, I think that's it for us today. Thank you, Daniel, for being such a good sport today.
Thank you for having me. I was so nervous, but it's
I
actually
texted
a
him
lot
this
of
morning
fun.
at about 7:20, and I said, "So,
Can I ask you a favor?
got a big favor to ask." Oh, that was really loud on the camera.
Yeah, it's such a lot of fun. I enjoy it.
It's good, isn't it?
Thank you for
Yeah.
giving me the opportunity.
Well, thank you for doing it with me. You know, it really becomes something that when you read the comments, and really, you should go on YouTube and make sure you read all the comments.
Oh, I will.
Make sure you
yes.
leave some comments.
Thank you.
I know you will. You guys always do. You leave such amazing comments. It's such a wonderful community.
It is.
I
yeah.
can't, I've been doing this since 2017, and I have yet to get tired of visiting with
Stitchers are good people.
Stitchers on Flosstube. It's just so much fun.
It is fun, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, everybody. Have
Thank
a
you.
great weekend. Take care. Happy stitching.
Happy stitching.